Live with CDP Sports Talk, a weekly sports and entertainment podcast sponsored by Barry Cullen Chevrolet. Live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and LinkedIn. And on audio via Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Spotify, Anchor FM, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Radio Public, and TuneIn. Now, here's your host, Chris Palme.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Season 13, Episode 21, overall 681 of Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show, brought to you by our friends at Barry Cullen Chevrolet Dealership, located at 905 Woodlawn Road West in the Guelph Auto Mall. Check out their website, barrycullen.com, for the newest selection of new and pre-owned GM vehicles, along with their great selection of all-electric vehicles and Cadillac vehicles as well. You can call the dealership at 519-824-0210 and tell them Chris Palme sent you, or you can email them at info@barrycullen.com. Barry Cullen Chevrolet Dealership has been family-run and operated here in the city of Guelph since 1969. I hope everyone is doing well on this Thursday, March 19th, 2026. It's a busy night with sports, with the NHL going on, the NBA, and the March Madness going on as well. And I'm looking forward to my guest tonight. This is his third appearance on the show. He's a friend of mine. He's a legend in the media industry in Canada. He's a sportscaster. He's an MC. He's a host, and he's now author of his own book called Cut to Black, A Legendary Life in Sports and Maybe a Few Beers. And we're going to bring on Rod Black right now to talk about his latest book. Good evening, Rod. How are you?
Hey, Chris. Thanks for the applause. Good. As you said, busy time. I know we were supposed to do this earlier, but March Madness is on, and so much is going on, and I'm off to Northwest Territories tomorrow for a big event up there, so we're busy with that. Our great friends at Jackson Events doing a hockey game up in Delaney, Northwest Territories, tomorrow and Saturday, which is going to be incredible. 22 NHL legends on an outdoor rink at about minus 30 degrees, and getting a chance to be up there with them. So doing some packing, doing some watching, doing some broadcasting, and of course, watching the madness, which is already unfolded, as you know, as we've seen High Point with the highest point it's ever achieved, beating Wisconsin already, first round Cinderella, and TCU showing everybody that they should believe in TCU, and Siena giving Duke a scare. So there's already some brackets that are being busted, my friend.
And you forgot to mention the World Classic Baseball Tournament. That was amazing, and that must have been awesome to see how well Canada did, and seeing your son play for Team Canada too. You must have been so proud of him.
Yeah, it was. I guess I still got my Canada hat. I always have my Canada hat on. It was it was fun. Especially I'm sure everybody. I already missed the World Baseball Classic. Now we got to go watch spring training games again, and opening days around the corner. But it was spectacular. And getting a chance, of course, to cheer your own kid on as he makes his debut with Team Canada. And they had a great tournament, went to the quarterfinals, gave the United States a scare. So they had their own bit of March Madness. But, it was really special. And the games were fantastic. I mean, I ended up, I get up in the morning, I'd watch the games that were being played over in Japan. And then, watch the afternoon games, watch the San Juan, Puerto Rico games, the ones in Miami. And if you're a baseball fan, there was nothing quite like it. And I'd like to see it happen, every 3 years. I know they might push it back another year just because possibility of a work stoppage. But I just loved it. I thought it was fantastic.
And the Winter Olympics too, even though hockey, it didn't go in our favor, it went to the Americans' favor. The game of hockey was the true winner this year for the men's and the women's, and the Paralympics as well. That was great hockey too.
Yeah, I shouldn't. Yeah, don't tell the guy who's wearing a Canada hat that right now, though. Yeah, the Olympics were great, and the games were great, and I know there was a lot of soul searching going on, and in Canada we live and die by hockey. And I said before the Olympics, somebody asked me about the medal count, and I said, well, if Canada went to the Olympics and won more medals than they had ever won before, and they didn't come close to that this time, but if they had won more medals, but they lost in the Olympic finals, the men's and women's finals, then it would go down as a disappointing games. And guess what? It goes down for Canada as a disappointing games. Great stuff for some of the great people. And I don't want to diminish the short track speed skaters, and I don't want to diminish what everybody did. Michael Kingsbury, what he did, and all of these great Canadians that did great things. Curling, we're on top of the world, and Rachel Holman also winning a bronze medal. They were great moments. Those are what the Olympics are about. But if you're a hockey fan, there was nothing like that. You lived and you died, and it was kind of like the World Baseball Classic. And the Americans are finding out that everybody else is good in this world.
Yes,
of baseball. And guess what? In Canada, we're finding out that everyone else is good. And maybe it was a harbinger or a precursor before those games, before that final, that we saw that Canada, Canada got played right to the bitter end, and they went to overtime in a couple of games. They got pushed by Czechia. They got pushed by other teams, and you kind of had a feeling, even when those other teams are pushing, guess what? The United States are going to push too. I'd still like to see 3-on-3 eliminated and that's not because Canada lost. I don't like three. I love 3-on-3 in the regular season in the NHL, and I do think that 3-on-3 hockey down the road could become one of the Olympic sports, kind of like 3-on-3 basketball, because it's a different game. 3-on-3 hockey is a different game than the real hockey, 5-on-5. But I don't think that's a great way. I don't like the shootout. I never liked the shootout.
No.
5 is a great way. And I know they got the closing ceremony. So what? Push that ceremony off. If you have an epic 5 overtime thriller, that would be great too. And I'm not saying that because Canada lost, but it's been a great time to be a couch salesman in Canada, because a lot of people were on their couches over the last month, whether it was
including me,
it was the World Baseball Classic, and now, of course, March Madness.
So, hey, Ron, I know we're a little short on time tonight, so I just wanted to get to your book. How did you come about your book, Cut to Black: A Legendary Life in Sports, and maybe a few beers?
Emphasis on the few beers. Maybe a few more beers. I probably took a few beers to get me.
I had one tonight.
Yeah, did you? Nice. Good for you.
One.
It's happy hour. Well, the sportscasters don't have happy hours. They have happy days. So there's a lot of beers. How did it come about? I don't think I've written books before. I wrote an Olympic book before, and I've helped out with some books. But I never really thought that I'd do kind of a memoir or memoir. I never wanted to do a book like that. But I was approached by a publishing company and a publisher and an agent. And shortly after I had left TSN, and I thought, maybe. And I had to think about it. And I thought about it for, a few weeks. And then I said, yeah, let's go for this. And so it was a labor of there were labor pains. It was a labor of love. It was a passion play for sure. But it was something that as it went along, it kind of was breathing life into my heart a little bit more. And I was starting to recall the stories and remember all the stuff that, the chaos of the business, the hijinks behind the scenes, the great stories. Really, this is a book. It's not really a book about me, although it is about my broadcasting career over 40 years. But it's really about the stories surrounding sport and surrounding the athletes I've covered and working with the people I worked with. And I know there are other broadcasters who I'm sure have, the same stories or similar stories, but I have a lot because I did a lot of sports and, over 40 years and still counting, and I'm still doing a lot of sports. And there might be a sequel to this book, Cut to Black too. Legendary Life in Sports, maybe a few beers and a few more and a few wines. But it really, as it evolved, this book evolved. I found it also a lot of my life lessons that I learned through great coaches, being around great coaches and people I worked with. And I kind of passed those on too. So it's not really an explore me book. It's more of an explore sports book. And really, I think, people will get a lot of chuckles. They'll get their eyes will be raised, eyebrows will be raised. They'll probably gasp a couple of times. They'll probably have a few tears as well. There's some, there are some stories there that will cut to your heart. But I think in the grand scheme of things, you'll understand that it's this wide world of sports has been a wild world of sports over the last 4 decades. And I've been just privileged and lucky enough to have a front row seat to cover it.
Have a couple of viewers on, one from Buffalo, New York, Robbie Schneider, who's now a CFL fan because of me.
Hi,
He's an Argos fan. He's a really great guy, has his own show. And Neil, who was involved with the IBL, is now with I'm sure the Canadian Baseball League. Neil, he's watching on Facebook.
I have my other son plays in that league for the Brantford Red Sox.
Did not know that. I'm looking forward to that league too. We'll have to talk to you about that league.
It's a great league. By the way, it's a great league. And
yes,
I know they've changed the league to the Canadian Baseball League now. They've got to go and make sure it's a Canadian Baseball League. It just can't be in Ontario, and make sure it stretches out and we have a national championship. There are some talented players in that league and players who played in the big leagues. I mean, I saw Fernando Rodney play last year and others who have had chances in the big leagues and through the years, and great people around it. And if whatever those towns, I had a chance to visit Welland this year. What an absolute
beautiful ballpark.
Great ballpark, and people love it. And I went to Hamilton and Brantford, and I'm part of the Leaf ownership, the Toronto Maple Leaf ownership. Full disclosure, we had a great year as well, and it's a great league, and I hope more people jump on that league and start watching it.
Neil just wants to say thank you for inspiring him as a broadcaster.
Well, if I did, well, buy my book. No. I'll send you a copy. Well, I hope I did. I never got in this business. I was inspired, but that's kind of a narrative in the book, because I was inspired by a lot of broadcasters and radio announcers and sports broadcasters. I never thought when I was a young kid, in my teens, I thought I'd get in radio or maybe some acting or something. I thought I really wanted to be a pro athlete, and I was playing a lot of different sports. And somewhere I had that turning point, I guess, TSN turning point. I guess it's a lot TSN, Sportsnet, Global, CBC, NBC turning point, because I worked for everybody, ESPN. But I had that turning point where I was inspired by other sports broadcasters. I never thought I could get in at that time, and they were really experienced broadcasters. I was lucky enough to get in when I was just 18, and I still feel like I won the lottery. I had a lottery ticket through the years. It's not been easy. It's been it's a grind, and it's still a grind. And I do my work, and I take it seriously. I don't take myself seriously. I sometimes don't take the game seriously because they're only games, but I take what I do seriously for sure. But well, good luck to him and his broadcasting career too.
And by the way, it was because of the CEBL, the Golf Nighthawks, how I was volunteering with them 6 years ago before they moved to Calgary. And that volunteer work with camera work led to me going to Rogers TV, which led to my podcast, which led to my talk show. So I'm 6 years into this now. I'm still a rookie, and still learning. And
you're doing great.
Passion. Hey, it's the guests like yourself, Rod, and people in the industry who I never thought would come on my show that I give the credit to.
That's one of the things I always said too, is I never say no to anybody really, and probably some OnlyFans that I'll probably say no to those shows. But I would say when I was growing up, there were some people that said no, and I vowed if I ever got in the business, I'd never say no. And so it's just talking sports. We're not splitting atoms here. And I did news as well. I was in Canada AM for a couple of years, actually spanned over 10 years doing part-time work there. And I got to know the news business too. And I'm still doing some news from time to time. And it's serious stuff too, but you learn about, interviewing, and you learn about the journalistic side of things and being objective and making sure stories are balanced. And I've always treated every day like it's a learning experience. I'm 63 years old.
I'm 53. I'll be 54.
I'm 63, but I feel like I'm going on 18, and every single day I get up, I learn something new, and till I drop, I will continue to have that. And I think it's the people who stop wanting to learn, or say these three magic words. I don't know. Those are good words to say sometimes, because then you will know that you start to take steps, and you and you never say no to assignments and opportunities. I can't tell you how many people I've worked with through the years. They went, "Oh, I got to go on holidays." You got to go what? You're going where? You got an opportunity to do a game. You can go that beach is going to be there forever. You got an opportunity to broadcast a game or be here or be there. I think, well, my only regret of my time over the years is that I was so obsessed with what I did 24/7 that I did miss some of my family stuff and some of my kids' stuff. And I've missed funerals and I missed weddings. And I didn't miss the birth of my kids. That was important. I never would do that. But I miss some stuff that I really regret now, especially with the way the business works, because they really don't care about what you do. Like, I love my business. I love this business. And one of the reasons that I really gravitated to what I'm doing now is I like being my own boss, because I think a lot of the bosses in this business don't understand, and they don't really care. They just want you to, you're a piece of cattle. You go out there and do that. It's just like sports. And if you understand that too, that's why it's very important to say yes to everything, so that you have the toolbox ready to adapt to your next position. I always said I was always broadcasting for my possible next position, what I'm going to do, or the next game. So it's crazy, crazy world, crazy business. But you learn a lot, and then you start out like I did, like you did, and then the next thing you do, you're doing more games. Next thing you do, you're getting more experience, and the next thing you go, oh my gosh, I'm writing a book. So yeah, it's kind of cool.
And now I'm speaking at local high schools once a month in Kitchener-Waterloo about the importance of education, careers, and sharing my story and my experiences. And I love doing it, Rod. And your story inspires me, and I'm sure a lot of other people as well. Rod, I wanted to get back to you about your book. Just thoughts on the foreword by Blue Jays legend and your friend Joe Carter, and also Jim Lang too, who's a Toronto media legend as well.
Yeah, well, thanks to Jim. Really, he came kind of halfway through the project, maybe 3/4, and great guy. Written a lot of books. I was just so busy and kind of was hitting a roadblock and some hurdles where I was trying to get through too much and was busy with other things going on, and I kind of needed that jigsaw puzzle person to help put the pieces together. And I think he was perfect at that. And you're right, he's a great guy. And he's done a lot of books. He knows how to do it. I've done books before, but they were, pretty much, results oriented stories that were, laid out in front, and they had there was a chronology. This book doesn't really have. It's kind of like me. It's kind of all over the place, but it does have a central theme, I think, and that you got to learn a lot of stuff, and you can't take it too seriously. But at the same time, what you can do is that as you go along, you understand that everybody in this crazy world is also human. And I learned a lot of human things from it. For Joe Carter, he's become a great friend. I broadcast, the Blue Jays games. I was a host when he was playing. Then we became broadcast partners when he retired. Had a great couple of years with him before he moved down to the States and was doing it. And then we lost the rights actually to TSN, ironically. And then I went over to TSN, and then we got the rights back, and then we lost them again. But through the years, Joe's been a great friend, and someone I lean on, and someone I really admire. And I sometimes forget, oh my gosh, that's Joe Carter. He hit that freaking home run. He touched them all. And we've been great friends since he started his golf tournament in Toronto too. I've hosted it for some 15 years, and now we keep raising millions and millions, and Joe is really responsible for raising millions of dollars for great charities like Children's Aid Foundation. He's got an incredible heart. He's still like that teenage kid running around the bases and jumping up and down. He's still that kind of guy. But I was when I asked him, he immediately said yes, and I was lucky enough to get to some great endorsements, some other good friends like Charles Barkley and Jeremy Roenick and Leo Routens and on, and Cheryl Pounder, Lisa Laflamme, and I think they all probably get the same idea that I'm a fun-loving guy that loves sports, and this is kind of a book that really is all about heart and loving sport and getting a chance to live your dream through it. And I'm not a legend by any stretch. People go, oh, they always call you legends, by the way, Chris. You're going to get to that at some point when you get really old. But it is quite legendary because some of the stories, aren't made for television or the stream.
How satisfying was it seeing the book published by Simon and Schuster and the finished product?
Well, I haven't seen a hard copy yet because it comes out on May 19th, and I think we're going to get a few copies beforehand. Make sure I fly one out to you. But it was a hard grind the last few months just trying to get that manuscript ready because there was deadline after deadline, and I'm usually really good. Now I live a life of deadlines, but with other things going on in life, you get some of these blocks and you're wondering where you're going with it. And when I saw the final manuscript and we finally put it to bed, per se, I was really happy with it. I think, I'm anybody who knows me knows I'm also as goofy and free spirited as I am. I'm also a perfectionist when it comes to stories and editing and pronunciations and accuracies. So that was really important in going through all of that process and the vetting. But when I was really happy. I will say I popped. It wasn't beer I was popping that night when we finally got the manuscript, finally sent in. And Simon Schuster had been fantastic from day one. And Jim Gifford's been working hand in hand with us. They're obviously a great publisher. We're already working on the publicity for this book. And, I definitely wanted to have some charitable components. I host so many events that I hope that some of the groups that, bring me in as a guest speaker or host, MC or a guest will, consider bringing the book in and, we can do a signings as well. Because I do think, Hey, listen, I'm not winning the Pulitzer on this. This is not, this is not heavy reading, but I do think they're page turners, and anybody who has followed sport in Canada, even North America, not only for the last 10 years, but certainly the last 40 years, I think it gives puts a bow tie and a wrap and a perspective on how we as Canadians follow sports, how we cover them, and how we consume them as fans. So I really appreciate Simon Schuster having the faith and, bringing me in for this project. It has been a project, and can't wait for the launch in May.
May 19th, the book comes out. And where can our audience purchase the book online and in person? And do you plan on having any autographed book signings coming up this summer, Rod?
Yeah, I think we're going to have some launches for sure. As I said, if I think you're going to hear more details coming up. Check some of the social feeds. I'm sure it's in all of the bookstores. We'll be in some of those for sure. Online, the obvious online spots, Amazon. I know first time I didn't even realize it was, we were releasing it. I saw it a couple months ago that it was, there were pre-releases on Amazon. So you can get books online at Simon Schuster. You can get them everywhere. Just Google it. That's the best way. And yes, we will have, I definitely will. Big part of my book is also Winnipeg, where I come from, and how that great media community forged what I did and gave me a love and passion for broadcasting and sports. And I'm sure we're going to do some sort of launch out there as well, because I know Winnipeggers will get a kick out. There's some really great Winnipeg stories in there from the glory days, the good old days when I had that cheesy mustache. And
my mom misses that.
I lived in a suburb called Transcona, which at the time was everything that everybody riffed and goofed on, and now it's a place that everybody wants to live. And so, I maybe I'll do it. I also have I have a little known fact. This is not something I should brag about it. I have a street named after me in my hometown, in Transcona in Winnipeg. Some people think it's just an alley or a lane, but Rod Black Way. Maybe I'll do something down there, but certainly I'm going to go back to Winnipeg and do something. And again, I think in the next week or 2 weeks, we'll learn more. But again, the launch is May 19th.
Congratulations, Rod, and I'll definitely buy your book. And I'm hoping to run into you in June at the Canadian Baseball Hall of Fame again this year, where Devon White heads the class of 2026.
Yes, and congratulations to Hazel May too, winning an award. And I'm really proud of what Hazel's been able to do through the years, and she's fantastic. I love that weekend. I'm not sure if I'm around or available for it, but I do love it. Loved it the year Russ Martin got inducted, and then a couple of years later, there he is as the first base coach, taking the equipment from my son who's playing for Team Canada. So, the book is kind of full circle too. It's kind of full circle there. If you follow sports, everything that goes around might bounce around, might get thrown around, might get shot around, but guess what? Everything comes around. And so that's kind of what this book is about too.
And it's also a really small world, because in doing some of my own media work, I've run into people that know people from the Buffalo Bandits and some other pro teams I cover as well. So it's just amazing who you run into when you do freelance media work as well.
Yeah, never stop doing that. I still freelance all the time. I still do games in the CBL, and got the All Canadian Games coming up in a couple of weeks, Easter weekend, which has been a favorite event of mine through the years. It used to be the BioSteel Games. Leo and Jack and I used to do them all the time, and loved it, and saw the generation ignited. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander and Nikhil Alexander-Walker and Lou Dort and Jaden Bediako, and you name it, all of these kids that, Jamal Murray, all the great players that played in this. And I encourage everybody, I know we're going to be on a stream, but it's going to be something that you should watch these kids. That's what I love about sports still, Chris, is that I still, doesn't matter if it's the Olympics or a high school game, I still get a kick out of it, because the stories that we're telling, and as I always say, that in our business, you cannot write endings. You can try to, you might, but you can't write the ending. Hence the Olympic finals, hence the World Baseball Classic finals, hence March Madness, hence today, ask Wisconsin if they could write that ending. So that's what keeps you going every day, keeps you ticking, and you just kind of wait.
The passion.
And I believe in moments. What's the next moment? And how will I frame as a broadcaster or a storyteller that next moment? I love that. Being there, seeing that moment, and see what we learn from sports and learn from the athletes. And if you're not learning from the athletes or learning from sport or learning trends, then you're not really watching. Watch the games. Watch them. It's turbo chess. It's like a big card game, but again, just like all of those things, you can't write those endings.
I've learned a lot more from my setbacks. I call them setbacks, than from my successes. And this past January, I was able to get a media pass for the Super Bowl in Santa Clara. And I was like, who would have thought 6 years ago this 47-year-old man would have done it? And
I thought it was great, and I loved watching you on stage with Bad Bunny. I thought you were fantastic.
I can't sing. I
love the way you twerk. But no, hey, isn't that great? I mean, that means that you're getting respect. That means that
it means a lot to me. That
means you're getting respect. And so, any other setback, every day that you have something that where someone says no, keep knocking, keep kicking on doors, because somebody will say yes. And if they don't say yes, do it yourself. By the way, everybody out there can be a broadcaster. Clearly, look at me. Anybody out there, everybody can be a broadcaster, and they are now. They have their phones and they're broadcasting every day. Some are good, some are bad, some are ugly, some are awful, but it doesn't matter. You can, if you have a story to tell, there's a place to tell it now. That's the wonderful world we live in.
Absolutely, Rod. I know I got to wrap this up because you got to get going, but where can our audience follow you on social media? And will you quickly be back with the CBL's Scarborough Shooting Stars this year, the broadcaster?
Yeah, I will be back again. We just had a big gala a couple of weeks ago. It was fantastic. Reach for the Stars. They got a new foundation. I love our ownership team. I work for a team now. I never did that before. And so my buddy Nico Carino and Lowe and Sam Ibrahim, a fantastic guy, and Drew Green, one of the new, I call them the Four Horsemen. We're hang on a sec. I'll show you something. I never got one of these before. Hang on.
And I will get down to Scarborough. I want to come to a game.
Yeah, here we go. This is, I don't keep too many things.
Really? Okay.
This is one of the things I keep. That was
The ring.
That
Wow.
was the year we won the championships, and I want to get another one of these rings. So,
They're nice.
yeah. So I'm going to be back doing that and doing whatever else for the CBL. I love that league, and if you haven't watched it, watch it. It's fantastic. And following me, I'm on Instagram. You'll find me. I still tweet or Twitter or whatever a little bit. Facebook, LinkedIn.
What about TikTok?
I'm not the big social guy, but I guess I will start, especially with the book coming out, and you'll hear a lot about me this weekend. Follow me this weekend on Jackson Events.
Yes.
And Delaney, because we're going to be up in Northwest Territories, and I will follow along. We got drones. We're doing a documentary up there. It's an incredible event. Chief Danny Gaudette and his crew, my old buddy Dave Babbage and his brother bringing in. Listen to these guys that we have. Ray Bork's going, Wendell Clark, Doug Gilmore, Guy Carbonneau, Joey Koser, Bill Ranford, Trevor Kidd. I got Marty Jelen is going to be there. Cliff Ronning. There's 22 former NHLers and legends. Brian Trottier and Lanny McDonald are coaches. I mean, Paul McLean's going to be there. So get this. You got the Battle of the Legends and the Legendary Mustaches. Paul McLean, Dave Babbage, Wendell, and Lanny McDonald. There's going to be more hair under their noses than I have on my head.
Ladies still got the best mustache.
Oh, yeah.
Him and Raleigh Fingers and Lanny McDonald. And yourself.
Yeah. It's going to be an incredible weekend out in the Great Bear Lake. They put a rink in. And they'll have thousands of people there. Oh, and we got rock and rollers coming and country music stars. Tom Cochran, Big League is going to be there performing. We have Chad Brownlee and Aaron Pritchett, country music stars. I get a chance to host, and I'm really looking forward to it. This came up so quickly. An event that was put together in Jackson Events and Andrew Jackson. They are incredible. We're able to help out with the group there that have been able to pull this baby off. And the beauty is the ice isn't going to melt on the lake. I don't think till June. But we don't have, the only thing I guess we have to worry about is a snowstorm, but it'll be beautiful if it's a snowstorm. So it's outdoor hockey on Great Bear Lake. Northern Lights, I get to see them. Relief for Yellowknife tomorrow. We have a dinner there tomorrow night. We have the game on Saturday. So follow us along. It's really going to be incredible, and you get a lot of updates from little old me, who I'm sure will have some snotsicles, and
it'll be worth it.
Will be freezing my stones off, if you might say. But I can't wait to get up there and see the great people of the Northwest Territories. I've been there before, and Delaney, by the way, the reason they're going, Chris, is because, and I know there's other cities that have lay claim to birthplace of hockey: Windsor, Kingston, Montreal, others. I think someplace in London, England. Sir John Franklin, back in 1825, was exploring up in the Arctic Circle, and he went there and he documented the fact that he had a game of hockey on Great Bear Lake. So this has been chronicled as the birthplace of hockey. So they're celebrating the 200th anniversary of the birthplace of hockey in this town called Delaney, Northwest Territories, right on Great Bear Lake. And I can't wait to get back to the birthplace because I'm almost 200 years old myself.
No, you're not. You're only 40. And Rod, I'm hoping one day, Rod, I can travel, because I've been to more of the states in my own country. So on my bucket list, I want to see the rest of Canada, and I want to travel a little more. But I want to say, Rod, thank you so much for doing this. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. I was going to say, as much as I've been lucky to travel the wide world of sports and been privileged enough to work it, and you get to go to these unbelievable cities like, in Europe, and, to go to Moscow and, go down under and all these places. And I did a lot of charity work through the years that got to go to Africa and all of these great places that I would never, ever diminish the opportunity. But I will tell you, the greatest places to visit are in our country. So get a chance for all of you out there, coast to coast to coast. Doing Canada games and all the amateur events. I've been able to visit almost every city in every province and every town, and they're all different. And that's the beauty of it. But we're also Canadian, and There's nothing like it. So get out and see your country, because this is the greatest country in the world with the greatest land. Sorry, United States, but you're going to make a terrific 11th province. Actually, we're not even going to give you a province. We're going to give you one of the territories. So it'll be Yukon, Northwest Territories, Iqaluit, and then you. That's how it's going to work. Sorry to be your buddy in Buffalo.
And by the way, I want to say thank you, Rod, for coming on here. Safe flight, safe travels. And I did see your promo on LinkedIn tonight. You're still the best at cutting promos. And I'm so happy for you. And I'm looking forward to your video footage and some of your photos as well. Say hi to Joe Kosier for me. Detroit Red Wings fan here.
Oh, I love him. He's one of my favorite guys. The guy drives all over the place. The Bruce brother. Love Joey Kosier. Can't wait to see him up there too. And he's just a great. The thing is, everybody who's going up there, just great guys. So we may not make it home, but thank you, Chris. I enjoyed it, and I look forward to sending you a book. And I look forward to everybody who is going out to purchase the book and may enjoy it, get a few laughs, have some fun, and I hope you read it in a day. And maybe
absolutely. And hopefully we'll see you at Christie Pitts this summer and also at a Shooting Stars game. I'm going to let you go, Rod, but safe travels. And thank you so much for doing this tonight, Rod. And I look forward to your book on May 19th. And you guys can purchase it on Amazon and wherever books are available. Thank you so much, Rod.
Awesome. Take care.
You too. All right, everyone. That wraps up season 13, episode 21, overall 681 of Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show, brought to you by our friends at Barry Cullen Chevrolet Dealership. Before we wrap up this show, guys, I'm going to play a little video I did for the Cambridge District Humane Society, and this is courtesy of my YouTube channel, and it's for a special fundraiser at the Cambridge District Humane Society coming up on April 11th. Right here, dog walker and fundraiser with the Cambridge District Humane Society, and they have a special event taking place on Saturday, April 11th, 2026 from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern at the Cambridge Newfoundland Club, located at 1500 Dunbar Road in Cambridge, Ontario. The event is called Prohibition Speakeasy Fundraising Event. Tickets are only $75, and the proceeds go back into the programs at the Cambridge District Humane Society. You can get your tickets at cambridgehumanesociety.org, or you can call the shelter at 519-623-7722, extension 0. Ask for Zach or Kat, or you can drop by the Cambridge District Humane Society, 1650 Dunbar Road in Cambridge, and see Zach and Kat. And hopefully we'll see you at the event on Saturday, April 11th at the Cambridge Newfoundland Club. Come support the Cambridge District Humane Society. Thank you, Chris. That clip was courtesy of my YouTube channel, Chris Pame, Live with CDP Talk Show. Please make sure you subscribe, like, and share. And again, the Cambridge District Humane Society fundraiser again is Saturday, April 11th, 2026. And you can get all that information from cambridgehumanesociety.org. And speaking of Cambridge District Humane Society, one of my buddies down there, Daisy, who had been down there for 4 months, Daisy was adopted yesterday, so Daisy now has a new family and a new home. As much as I miss and love Daisy, I am so happy she gets adopted, and that's part of their job at the Cambridge District Humane Society, is to look after our furry friends, but to make sure they get adopted into good homes and families. So congratulations to Daisy and her new family, and that's why I love volunteering and fundraising with them as well. And hopefully we'll see you guys on Saturday, April 11th at the Prohibition Speakeasy fundraiser at 1500 Dunbar Road in Cambridge at the Cambridge Newfoundland Club as well. And if you're looking to adopt a pet, remember, adopt, don't shop. Check out the Cambridge District Humane Society. All the animals that are up for adoption, they're on the website cambridgehumanesociety.org, and click on Pets for Adoption, and you can see all their information down there. Michelle and her staff do a wonderful job in looking after our furry homeless friends and making sure they get put into good homes with good families as well. And as we wrap up this show, guys, I have another announcement to make. And before you make that announcement, I want to say thank you again to Rod Black, the longtime Canadian media personality, sportscaster, emcee, host, the voice of the Scarborough Shooting Stars of the CEBL, and he's also involved with the Canadian Baseball Hall of Fame. Make sure you get a copy of Rod Black's book that's coming out on May 19th, Cut the Black, A Legendary Life in Sports, and Maybe a Few Beers. Rod shares his 40 years in media and sports in this book. So again, make sure you buy the book. Cut the Black, A Legendary Life in Sports, and Maybe a Few Beers, coming out May 19th, released by publisher Simon & Schuster, and it will be available on online sites such as Amazon and wherever books online can be purchased, and your bookstores as well. So please check out Rod's book as well. And I want to say thank you so much for Rod coming on. And his son, Tyler Black, plays for the Milwaukee Brewers and was a part of Team Canada in the World Classic Baseball tournament recently as well. And congratulations to Miguel Cabrera and the Venezuela team defeating the U.S. 3-2 to win the World Classic Championship. That World Classic Baseball tournament was great as well. Before we wrap up this show, guys, I have another comment. This is from Just Me Sharon. Love Rod, laughing out loud, Rod, Levens Province. I love it. Hey, we are lucky here in Canada. We have the greatest country in the world and the greatest people. So I'm just very lucky to have people on like Rod Black, and he's just such a great guy. And with his busy schedule, I really appreciated Rod giving me half an hour of his time tonight. And please, everybody, make sure you purchase his book, which comes out on May 19th. Again, Cut the Black, A Legendary Life in Sports, and Maybe a Few Beers. And I'm sure, and I know I will enjoy this book as well. And as we wrap up this show, guys, I have another announcement to make too. Is Friday night, I'm going to be in Fergus, Ontario. For classic rock fans, are going to be set for an unforgettable night when the tribute band FMJ, Foreigner Meets Journey, Canada's only tribute band to two of the rock's greatest bands, kicks off their 2020-26 theater tour at the Fergus Grand Theatre at 244 St. Andrew Street in Fergus, Ontario, Friday, March 20th, 2026 at 8 p.m. Tickets are only $65, and yours truly will be there as media and interviewing Michael Peltier. And also, you can get the tickets through the website secure1.tixhub.com/TCW Fergus. So I'm really looking forward to interviewing Michael Peltier tomorrow night and listening to his great tribute bands to Foreigner and Journey. They're going to play songs such as Don't Stop Believing, Any Way You Want It, Feels Like the First Time, Cold as Ice, for a couple hours night, $65. Where else can you go wrong with listening to a Canada's only tribute band to Foreigner and Journey? And it'll be at the Fergus Grand Theatre. And yours truly will be doing an interview with Michael Peltier, and also doing some social media content from this concert tomorrow night in Fergus, Ontario. And as we wrap up the show, guys, the next Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show, brought to you by BarryCullin.com, Monday, March 23rd, 1 p.m. Eastern, with special guest Kumutha Ramanathan. She is a dynamic CEO and seasoned communication strategist with over a decade of international experience. I met her through TikTok and social media. So we're going to talk a little bit about her journalist career and also being the CEO of her own company as well. And we'll talk a little bit of everything with her, especially transitioning in from journalist into what she's doing now as a speaker as well. So Kumutha Ramanathan, Kumutha Ramanathan is going to be my next guest on Monday at 1 o'clock Eastern. And as we wrap up this show, guys, as always, again, for my guest tonight, you can follow Rod Black on Twitter X at Rod Black TV, and also on Instagram, Rod Black TV as well. And his book can also be purchased off Simon & Schuster's website, simonandschuster.ca/books, as well as Amazon and imagine bookstores like Chapters as well. And that book comes out on May 19th. And as we wrap up the show, guys, at Barry Cullen Chevrolet dealership. The federal EV rate is back. You can get up to $5,000 off the purchase of your new Chevrolet EV. More details are available at Barry Cullen Chevrolet dealership, located at 905 Woodlawn Road West in the Guelph Auto Mall, or you can contact them through their website, barrycullen.com, or call them at 519-824-0210 and tell them that Chris Palme sent you there as well. And Barry Cullen Chevrolet has been a proud sponsor and advertiser of Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show for the last 3.5 years. And as we wrap up this show, guys, again, Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show is live streamed through StreamYard. Go to StreamYard.com. You can get basic free plans, paid professional plans, or if you're a business that does a lot of webinars, go to StreamYard.com, contact our sales department for business pricing as well. And yours truly has used StreamYard for 5 years, and I give them a big thumbs up. So if you're looking to do webinars, live streaming, or podcasting shows, StreamYard.com is your best bet. Finally, guys, Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show. The audio version is on these platforms: iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Spotify for podcasters, Apple Podcasts, Breaker, Pocket Cast, Spotify, Castbox, LinkedIn, Pandora, Tuned In, YouTube Music, and Good Pods. And please remember to subscribe, like, and share. And finally, guys, you can email the host, Chris Palme, Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show at cpalme19@gmail.com. Any comments, questions, suggestions, feedbacks would be greatly appreciated. And also, if you'd like to support my YouTube channel and my media work, I am on paypal.com. Go to paypal.com and go to Chris Palme. And if you'd like to support my YouTube channel or my media work, that would be greatly appreciated, or they call it tip the host. So if you'd like to tip the host, you can do it through paypal.com at Chris Palme as well, or you can book a personalized video message from yours truly on cameo.com and /Chris Palme, and I do happy birthday, happy anniversary, congratulations, anything within reason, or you can even ask me questions about my talk show, my guests, some of my favorite sports memorabilia or sports memories. Go to cameo.com and book your cameo there as well. And finally, guys, you can follow me on Facebook, Threads, Instagram, LinkedIn, Blue Sky Social at Live with CDP19 on Blue Sky Social, everywhere on social media except Snapchat. And also remember to subscribe, like, and share to my YouTube channel, Chris Palme, Live with CDP Talk Show. My next goal is to get to 1,000 subscribers. So 1,000 subscribers is my next goal as well. And as we wrap up this show, guys, thank you to the audience for watching and listening to Live with CDP Sports and Entertainment Talk Show, brought to you by our friends at Barry Cullen Chevrolet and hosted by yours truly, Chris Palme. Sports tonight, we got Michigan playing right now in the first round of March Madness at the KeyBank Center. They should be late in the second half, and hopefully they can pull out a win against Howard. And tonight we've got the NHL, the Red Wings playing tonight against the Montreal Canadiens. At last count, it was no score going into the second period against Montreal tonight at Little Caesars Arena. Huge game for the Red Wings. They need a win to keep in a playoff spot. And the Detroit Pistons tonight are playing at Washington minus Cade Cunningham and Isaiah Stewart. Isaiah Stewart's going to be out probably another week with an ankle injury, and Cade Cunningham is going to be out indefinitely with a collapsed lung. So, hey, just prayers and good thoughts to Cade Cunningham, and hopefully he recovers 100% and can come back sometime this season. But for Cade, just get healthy, buddy. And the Pistons now, next man up mentality. The Pistons are just going to have to do next man up mentality, and hopefully they can get a win tonight against Washington and win their 50th game. So Cade Cunningham, collapsed lung, will be out indefinitely, and hopefully he makes a full recovery as well. And that is about it, guys. Again, I want to say thank you so much to Rod Black for coming on here tonight and talk a little bit about his book coming out on May 19th. Through Simon & Schuster and through Amazon, called Cut the Black, A Legendary Life in Sports and Maybe a Few Beers. look for that book coming out on May 19th. And check out Rod's LinkedIn page, Instagram, and Twitter X for some pictures and some videos from his event that he's doing this weekend up in the North West Territories as well. And Joey Kozier, one of the former Red Wings, will be there as well as Wendell Clark and a lot of great hockey players like Ray Bork will be there as well. So thank you to Rod. Thank you to Rod Black, and also to everyone for watching and listening to the show. Robbie Schneider, thank you for watching and supporting my show. Neil, thank you for coming on as a watcher, and I'm looking forward to the Canadian Baseball League this summer as well. So thank you, Neil, for watching, and same with Robbie and everyone for watching and listening to the show as well. And as we wrap up the show, if you're a business and company and you're looking to advertise on the platform, you can email me at cpalme19@gmail.com. My prices are reasonable and fair compared to traditional radio, and I would love to work with your business and company on my show, which is on 21 different platforms, both audio and video form as well. So if you're looking to advertise, just like Barry Cullen Chevrolet Dealership, cpalme19@gmail.com, or you can DM me on my social media pages as well. And that is about it, guys. I have a busy night tomorrow night. I will be in Fergus for the FMJ tribute band to Foreigner Meets Journey. And again, I'll be interviewing their lead singer, Michael Pelletier, as well. And make sure you check out my social media pages for the interview and some clippets and snippets from the concert in Fergus. And if you want to go, tickets are $65. And the website I'll leave on here as we wrap this show up as well. And again, my next show will be Monday, March 23rd, 1 p.m. Eastern, with my special guest, Kumutha Ramanathan, who's a dynamic CEO and seasoned communication strategy with over a decade of international experience, and she's a former journalist as well. So I'm excited to have Kumutha Ramanathan on our show. And that is about it. Again, thanks to Rod Black, and thank you for watching and listening to the show. I hope everybody has a great weekend, and we'll see you back here on Monday, March 23rd at 1 p.m. Good night, everybody.